Okay. That's also helpful, Corey. It's when we go through these big timeline jumps, as we're going through right now. Timelines, imagine you're at a TV and there's infinite amount of channels, and every time you make different choices, okay, you switch channels, and sometimes the channels, like we'll say 1 through 10, they're really close together, and so the shift in timeline, it's not very obvious to us. I always like to use the example, it's like when you put your keys right here and then they're not here anymore. That's like a subtle timeline shift, all right? But then there's some times where we make big timeline shifts. Like we switch to like channel 60, for instance, okay? And what happens when we do that is that means we've basically done a quantum leap in consciousness. We could be doing that, through work that we're doing in the sleep realm. We could be doing it. It's something collective, the solar flares, the Schumann resonance, something's happening that's bringing out, purging a lot. And in the process, it's allowing us to expand our consciousness. But what happens is, let's say we do this big leap, like we're kind of moving, we've had this big leap, we're still integrating. Just look at the month of July as integration, okay? Because what does integration mean? It means that if now my consciousness is here, okay, but my life vibration is here, well, we got to make up the difference, okay? And it could look physical, right? It could be a lot big offloading of dense consciousness that you can't take now that you've done this leap. And so it could come through in these big physical, unexplainable situations. Like I know a lot of people are going through these big physical things and they don't have an explanation for it. Could just be your body offloading a lot of dense energy that you're holding physically. Could be emotional, like big emotions, like washing through you, and you having to give yourself a lot of space just to feel it so that you don't repress it. We don't want to repress anything, because the reason why things are coming up to be felt right now is because there was a moment in our life where we did not feel it. And so it keeps aspects of us locked in the past. And as we continue moving forward, we want to bring as much of us into this present moment, because the more present we are, the more here we are, the more light we're carrying, the more we can create our own reality and create with the divine intention, create with the bigger divine imprint. Hold on, I'm just looking. You don't know where the keys nor the remote is exactly. Yeah, so also mental. Okay. So when we go through timeline shifts, significant ones, it can feel liminal. It can feel like, time feels very bendy and stretchy. Things can feel really fast. Things can feel really slow. We had a Sunday group yesterday, and it felt like the longest time that we had come together, even though it had only been a week, so it's like the sense of time starts to get funky too as we awaken. And part of that too is a higher design of training us to come more into the present moment, to let go of time as a construct, because it is through time that a lot of us have created, suffering. We're not as far as along as we should be, there's all these things, these benchmarks that we make for ourselves. And it's like, it doesn't really matter if tomorrow I decide to make a different choice, I'm now in a different timeline. And what that means is, let's say you enter now a new channel in your life. That means that, yes, you have to offload any density you're still holding that can't tune into that channel. So we do it really quickly when we go through timeline jumps. But also it means that in that channel, there's all sorts of new people, new experiences, new things that will be coming to you because of the new frequency that you're holding. Okay. So July, just if I could give you any invitation for July, just be slow, be mindful, get back to the basics, right? Getting enough water, get your feet on the earth, move slow, breathe, keep coming back home, because when it's feeling loopy like it is right now, we can lose a sense of placement. Oh, there's people in the waiting room. we can lose a sense of placement, and we want to be here on earth. Okay. We want to be grounded. We want to be in the earth plane so that our spirit isn't floating around feeling really unsafe. We want to bring our spirit fully into our physical bodies, fully into our field. And that's what we'll be working on today. I also made this post about part of what's coming up for integration in the month of July. Part of when we go through big timeline shifts, what it is that we've actually developed enough worth, okay, to shift. This is what this is all about, developing enough worth, okay? When we start to develop more worth within ourselves, we start to align to more of our highest expression, more of our fullest expression. We start to give ourselves permission to do that because we're giving ourselves permission because now we've cultivated enough worth. And we keep going, developing that worth. But one thing that's really interesting is actually like when I tune in and I look at the state of the world and the state of humanity, and we all kind of want to be like, oh, us humans, we're so selfish and we just do this and we take. And there might, that's one lens. Another lens is that we have lost the capability to fully receive. We have moved into such a protective layer that we can't fully receive, right? So the heart chakra can't fully receive. And what that does is it makes us perpetually hungry. We're hungry. We're hungry for connection. We're hungry for intimacy. We're hungry for, any type of abundance that we're blocking ourselves from because we can't fully receive it. And when we can't fully receive it, we've now intercepted the full function of the heart chakra, which is this beautiful flow of giving and receiving. And then when we give and we're not able to fully receive, then we're depleting our battery even more. Okay, so this is what we're going to be focusing on today is some of us, many of us, most of us have a heart wall. Okay, it's an energetic protective layer around the heart chakra that's been developed sometimes through generations, sometimes through lifetimes of being through really hard life experiences. And, it's done, with the intention to protect, but what it does is it interferes with our ability to connect, not only to other people, but also to ourselves, most importantly, right? That heart wall creates fragmentation within ourselves where we can't even feel the depth of intimacy within ourselves, right? We can't feel that depth of love within ourselves. And then that heart wall also interferes with us fully connecting to the quantum field. And so if we're depriving ourselves, if we have a block of entering into the quantum field, we're also blocking our capability to move into the unified field of one. And when we move into the field of one, that's actually when our whole reality opens up to potential, to solutions that we can't see in our human expression. And so part of the work is to start stimulating the heart chakra. This is why heart math. This is why heart coherence. It's not just, let's just, meditate on the heart. There's a huge function that the energetic heart brings into our life as it connects to consciousness, because it's the truth of who we are. Because underneath all of this programming and conditioning and layering and protective mechanisms, underneath all of that is unconditional love. And unconditional love is limitless. When we feel that, when we bring that up into our life, that is the well of life. That is what sources us, right? That is what we will never feel satisfied until we're hitting that, until we open that within ourselves. All right, let me just see really quick. I want to give and receive in balance. Absolutely. I find that sometimes I feel under pressure to get goals accomplished. And the reality is if we zoom out, we are exactly on time. Here's the thing, and then we're going to get into the meditation. Your higher self, right? When you mapped out your plan for this lifetime of like, okay, you're going to go through these courses and you're going to go work through this, and it's going to be part of what draws out this mastery within you. When you map this all out, you also mapped within the plan, much time to process and to go in. So if you're feeling foggy and you're not feeling motivated and you're not feeling clear, do not push that. Okay. It's okay. We're not meant to be creating all the time, especially in this lifetime where we have actually agreed to be a part of the big shift in consciousness that's happening on this planet. And so in this moment, you're cleaning up your family's line, you're cleaning up generational line, you're cleaning up past lifetimes. All of this is happening. So if you don't think that you actually, gave yourself plenty of time to dip in, to shed and process, you absolutely did. Okay. And so when we're not feeling motivated and we're not feeling clear, just the best thing we can do is just get off ourselves, like not get in our own way of processing. All right, my loves. All right, so we're gonna do some heart work today. So gratitude, okay? The reason why gratitude is such an important practice is because it starts stimulating the heart chakra. It's a literally a proactive practice that we can start bringing into our life in order to train our heart to be able to feel more, okay? To be able to receive more. And the more we offer the heart these gestures, these gifts of gratitude, and the smaller the blessings, the better, right? When we can feel such gratitude for feeling that beautiful morning sunlight on our face, right? Instead of like these big peak experiences when it's just like the minutia, the mundane, when we can feel that sense of gratitude for the small blessings in our life, we start training ourselves to start receiving. The more blessings we're able to hold, the more blessings come into our life. Okay. That's part of like the mechanism we have. We only can receive the blessings that we can actually feel. So, and that we can actually appreciate. So if you want to start training yourself to receive more, we start training ourselves through gratitude to be able to hold, to be able to receive more. All right, my love. So just take a moment just to bring your awareness in. Make sure no one's in the, okay. And just start to feel if you have any tension in your body. And just through your awareness of the tension, of the unease, you can just start to feel it melt away as it brings more presence into your physical body. You could even do a slight scan, remembering that wherever you scan as pure awareness, you leave more light, you leave more conscious light in your body. So scanning from head all the way down, shoulders, jawline, neck. As you scan, you just start to dissolve, relax, release, let go, moving all the way down towards the ground. And let's just take a moment just to bring our full attention towards the ground. Just feel your mental activity just start to melt away. You can even notice if there's a need to think or do, just let that part of you know what, we're just taking a rest from thinking and doing right now. There's nothing more important right now than to just be, to give ourselves the gift to just be here, to be present. The more present we become, the more the intelligence of our field can do what it does best, which is to come back into wholeness, to come back into one, to come back into balance. It's only the mind that wants to pull us out of the present moment that interferes with that higher intelligence. So just letting the mind calm down right now, just soothing the mind with your permission to slow it down. It's okay. We don't need to think right now. We can let it go. We can bring our awareness down towards the ground and remembering that wherever we place our attention, we place our energy. And so just by breathing into the ground and starting to feel and sense without thinking, just noticing, observing that connection to the earth plane, right? Feeling that beautiful and sensing that beautiful connection that we have, that our physical bodies have with the earth plane. And just breathing down, breathing into the earth. And then when you inhale, you can bring up earth energy into your field. So it's by creating this beautiful connection to the earth, breathing in. You can even breathe in earth energy into your legs, then breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. And from here, we will call in our ring of light. So all of us within our awareness, just calling in your angels and your guides, and just asking them to create a circle, to circle you as you sit and you pause in the middle of their presence. This is another wonderful time to practice receiving, because they're here to mirror back to you the love and the light that you are. And sometimes it's easier to be able to witness it from somebody else than from within ourselves. That's why they're here, for those moments where we forget and we need to be reminded of the truth of who we are. And so just feeling that beautiful vibrational presence around you, that ring of light. This is also a wonderful opportunity to practice not getting too in your head. We get these expectations of what it needs to be like when we connect to our angels or our guides. And sometimes it's as simple as just feeling an energetic exchange. We dismiss how powerful that is because we speak in codes, we exchange, we transmit as energetic beings. There's so much that can be held in an energetic exchange, so much information, so much data. And we dismiss that because it doesn't come through words or imagery. And so just letting go of expectation right now, as you're just feeling your angels, the vibration of your angels surrounding you, your guardians of the light, your ancestors from the light, and just breathing here as we allow ourselves to receive their protection, their love, their confidence in us, in what we are doing to become more present, to become more balanced and harmonic within us, more whole. The more whole we become, the more light we can hold for ourselves and for the planet. Beautiful. And as we breathe here, we bring through the first attunement from the angelic realm. And this attunement is moving into each of our fields right now, this beautiful frequency. And it's an invitation. So as this frequency comes through to each one of us, it invites us to match it. And so as we breathe right now, we can slowly feel our vibration begin to rise to meet this powerful frequency coming through. Simultaneously feeling that beautiful ring of light around us as we awaken the light within us, feeling the light around us. As within, so without. I'm also inviting each one of us to hold the intention to clear away any interference. Okay, this is your field. You can claim back your field as empathic, sensitive beings that we are. We can often absorb or attract lower frequencies. And this is our opportunity right now to say, this is my field. And my will is to fill it with only my presence, only my light. And so I invite all of you to hold that. Hold that in your solar plexus, because I am seeing that some people are holding some interference. And when we go through big shifts like we are in right now, it can bring in interference. And so we're clearing that interference, and we're clearing it from a place of love. Okay. And we're starting to feel our field get lighter. The more we direct through our intention, we are clearing away any interference, any limitations we are holding, any fear, anyone else's energy. We're letting it go. Okay, I can see many people's fields getting clearer right now. Sometimes we do have to bring within our awareness what we are doing and what we are claiming. And so just by claiming sovereignty, right? Sovereignty within our field. Beautiful. Just resting here. Okay, so we're going to bring in one more attunement, because the first one helped to get some interference out of the way. Now that I see that it's cleared for a lot of people, the second attunement will be really supportive in continuing to raise our frequency. So as you breathe right now, there's another attunement coming through from the angelic realm. And this attunement comes through into your field. It comes into every layer of your field, infusing your mental body, your emotional body, your subtle layers, your astral layers, your physical body. It's infusing all of these layers within you with the memory of who you are, the truth of who you are, the divinity, the love, the peace of who you are. And so as this is infused into every layer of your being, any distortions, any misunderstandings, anything that was created as an inversion, as a distortion, is being cleared out right now. And we are raising our frequency to our highest divine expression. And then just do your peacock feathers, okay? So just imagining we have peacock feathers and we're just fanning out, because I see that some people's fields are a bit constricted and tight. Oh, we are not here to play small. We are here to shine really bright lights for ourselves, and to remind everybody else of their own light, of their own truth. So let us be bold enough to do that. And now let's bring our awareness to our heart. And just simply breathe into the heart. We're going to do 4 breaths in, or 4 counts in and 4 counts out. I invite you to just bring your hand and place it to your heart. Remembering that just bringing your attention to your heart is like watering a plant. Your attention is your strongest resource. And so simply bringing your attention to your heart and breathing that in, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Sometimes we want to complicate things. We feel like we need to do all these things to become more spiritually aligned. Sometimes we forget it is as simple as this: dropping into presence, letting go of our human personality, feel it melt away. Just melt away your name, your identity, just melt it away so that you can bring your consciousness and merge it with your heart, the most powerful energy center that we have, that connects us to the field of one, to the field of possibilities and potentials. And so when we direct our consciousness more into our heart, we move out of vibrating to limitations and we move into tuning into unlimited potential. Breathing into the heart and breathing out. Bringing a simple blessing to your awareness, something that brings you joy, a simple joy. Just thinking about maybe one of your pets, or maybe your garden, or something you cooked, or a meal you shared, or a glance with a stranger. I had the most beautiful smile with a stranger the other day as we walked by, and it was just a really beautiful smile. And so just holding that in your heart, whatever comes to you, as simple as it can be, and just breathing it in like an offering to your heart, and just soak it in, breathe it in, receive it fully. Feel the worthiness of being able to receive your blessings, the simplicity, the simple joys, the simple miracles that make up your life that we can easily overlook when we get pulled down into fear and pain. And so it does take practice to receive. What is it that you're bringing to your awareness? A blessing, a moment exchanged. And just breathe that in like honey, bringing joy to your heart. When we cut ourselves off from receiving, we cut ourselves off from joy. And joy is absolutely our highest human expression. To create from joy, to live from joy, to be from a place of joy. We are all worthy of that. Let us not deprive ourselves of joy, of connection, of love, of fulfillment, of purpose, of meaning, of truth, of peace. Let us not deprive ourselves. Just hold that intention for yourself. Ask your angels and your guides, please support me in receiving more, letting go of whatever I may be holding around my heart, knowing I have the courage to let that go. Just feel the heart open up even more right now as you witness her. And then let's come back to the breath, bringing our awareness back to our room that we're sitting in, back to the chair we may be sitting in, placing a beautiful shield around us just to reinforce our boundary. And let's take a deep breath in together. And exhale. And let's just have a moment right now in this beautiful, powerful energy that we have created and cultivated, just to hold peace in our heart for all that is unfolding on this earth, for those who are really struggling right now, for those who do not have the space or the capability right now to become more present, for those who are stuck in deeper layers of survival. So let's hold within us not only the peace for ourselves, but for all beings. May everyone find peace within them, find safety. May everyone find the capability to be able to receive fully all that life wants to offer us. And then we close with these words, and so it is. And so it is. And I just think it's worth noting when I say, and so it is, it's like we close and we also close. We each come back into our own vessel, okay? So that there's nothing lingering, so that we're not still connected, because it's really important that we come back into our own energy fields. And so that's why I always end it with that, because I infuse that statement with a closing.